All right, so I do like to do these videos from time to time where I respond to my viewers. In case you guys aren't familiar with that, I tend to prefer to like people leaving me positive comments. And if you leave me negative comments, it is what it is. But I prefer the positive ones, right? And in this video, that's what I'm going to focus on. And not just positive, right? But also insightful and thought provoking, I guess is the best way to put the comments I'm going to discuss in this video. I have a few good viewers. I have a few intelligent viewers. And I would say anybody that's subscribed to me is a pretty smart and intelligent person. Not to brag or anything, but that's because I try to speak the real truth to you guys. Actually, it's not try. I do speak the real truth to you guys. That's all I do. So if you're following me and you're supporting me on other platforms like Patreon or even on YouTube, I tend to lean towards you're not an average person. You're above average. It is what it is, right? Not everybody. If everybody was average, then average wouldn't mean anything, right? So we're not all the same as much as people might want you to think that. But enough about that. I want to get to these comments. But before I get into it, I would like more people to support my Patreon. I'm having good conversations with people over there, and I'm making videos for those people. I'm taking requests, and I'm also making videos of my own, particularly dealing with my life and who I am and things like that, so you guys get to know me better. I do prefer Patreon as my platform right now just because I feel more free, and I enjoy the content that I make over there. And again, that's just another way you guys can get a more direct line to communicating with me. Of course, you can leave comments on YouTube or wherever you feel comfortable, but sometimes YouTube likes to censor comments or remove comments or whatever. So if you want to be free to say whatever, just go over. To follow me is free, and I'm pretty certain that on Patreon, right? To follow me is free, or even here, right? And I do want people to support me here and leave a like and all of that, but on Patreon it's free. And I believe even to message me on Patreon is free. So I'm not certain if that's the case. I don't really know. But what I do know is that I'm having really good conversations over there with people, and I enjoy that content more. But without further ado, I'm going to address the comments that this video is about. So the first comment came on a video that I just recently made. I'm going to show you guys the comment, and we'll discuss it. I've already replied to this person. The person I'm talking about is Flamecology, and they tend to leave good comments. And this is one of them. So I'm going to show you guys what the comment is. And again, the comments they left were so good that I felt compelled to make a video about it, because I want people to see how I interact with people that don't come to troll me or to annoy me. People that actually want to have real conversations that are about the real truth. And I don't get mad at everybody. I don't fight with everybody, right? Contrary to what you guys might believe, just because I get angry a lot. My anger is not towards the good people or the intelligent people or the people that are about the real truth. My anger is towards the demons and the evil ones and anyone that assists them in any way. And even if you consider yourself a good person and you inadvertently are helping the evil side without knowing, and then I try to correct you and tell you what you're doing wrong and you still keep doing it, I have zero tolerance for that. Zero patience. You guys need to understand that. And then I'll have people that get mad at me when I correct or, basically lose my mind because somebody says some stupid shit and I had to delete them off the channel or block them. They'll say, "Oh, why are you being so mean? Couldn't you have said that in a better way?" I actually got a comment from somebody saying that recently, and I blocked that person too. And I said, "Well, you don't have to worry about me saying anything in a better way, and I definitely don't have to worry about hearing your ass again." So I got rid of that person too. So if that's how you feel that you don't like what I'm saying, or I'm too mean, or I can say it in a different way, get the fuck out of here. Because I'm not anyone else. The reason why people say that is because they want me to be like someone else that I'm not. I am me. I'm going to say things the way I say it. You either like it or don't like it. I'm not forcing you to watch my videos, and I'm not forcing you to stick around and subscribe or anything like that. I prefer that you do, but if you don't want to, that's your choice. But don't try to change me to conform to the way you want me to be, right? because you saw someone else saying something and you're like, well, I should be like that person. I'm not like anyone else. I am myself. I'm going to say things the way I want to say it. Take it or leave it. But now that I said all of that, let's get to the comments. So this was on this video, as you guys can see. And they said, once again, in this video, I was discussing what happened to my old YouTube and Google accounts, and how, supposedly YouTube is free speech now, but not really, because there's still a lot of things that, and they they supposedly unbanned Alex Jones, and Alex Jones made a new channel thinking he was free to come back to YouTube, and then they blocked that channel. And then apparently YouTube said, "Oh, we're not letting people back yet." So they're still with this bullshit about they don't want certain people on the platform. So much for that, huh? But anyways, that video was discussing that in terms of they're trying to supposedly pull back their rules and trying to let people back or unban people from the past that used to make videos, and they banned them for no reason or whatever. So anyways, enough about that. I'm gonna get to the comments now. Flamencology said, once again, you've posted a relevant and insightful video about censorship and social media platforms, RT. My take on the situation is that ever since they've censored real truth tellers such as yourself off their platforms, they have gone to other platforms such as Patreon to connect with other like-minded people, share their ideas, and search for solutions. And perhaps this is proving more effective than the evil controllers would like it to be. And, not to toot my own horn or anything, but Flamencology is right. I am a real truth teller, and I appreciate the compliments of relevancy and being insightful and all of that. I'm just joking a little bit, sort of. But truth of the matter is, the whole reason why I made Patreon was because of that. This is why I made Patreon, because I wanted to connect with my community in a way that wouldn't be censored or removed, because some corporate, and even Patreon, to be honest, can still do that if they wanted to, but they're a lot more loose and a lot more free than YouTube is. So I wanted to have something that I can go and discuss whatever I wanted to with my audience. And I like that platform. So that's what I'm always going to have it now. And it's YouTube's fault that I have Patreon. I wouldn't have Patreon if YouTube didn't ban my old accounts. Literally for no reason, because they've admitted that they were listening to an old corrupt president. That's the only reason why they did what they did to me and to other people. And now they're trying to come out like, oh, we messed up. We made a mistake. Please forgive us. No, you fucked up. I'm not going to forgive them for that shit. I don't give a fuck. Fuck YouTube. That's the way I feel about it. But I'm still going to use the platform to get my information out as best as I can, right? And again, I encourage you to subscribe and to like videos, because it does help boost me in the algorithm. And the next thing that Flamencology said is, what I believe they're trying to do is get thinkers such as yourself back onto their platform so they can closely monitor your ideas and find out who precisely are the folk that agree and contribute to those ideas. Honestly, Flamencology, they already know. I've talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again here. The ones that control the world, the evil ones, they have technology where they can read your thoughts, your soul. They can see your dreams. There's no privacy on Earth. As much as people want to pretend, oh, I want to have my private communication with someone. Even the government can do that on a lower level, let alone the ones that control the world. The evil ones that I always talk about, they have full access to everything that makes you who you are. So again, your thoughts are not private. Your feelings are not private. Nothing you do is private. They know everything. So they don't need to necessarily get us all into one spot, although in a practical way, it does make sense to do that, because it just makes it easier for them to put everybody in a little, bubble, I guess. But if they really wanted to know something about someone and how they felt and what they thought about something, they can easily figure it out. There are no secrets on earth. That's something that people need to understand. The ones that control the world know everything about everyone. That's all I can say about that. And then next thing Flamencology said is, in other words, they need us more than we need them. You could say that. I mean, the way YouTube started was people just making content about whatever they wanted to make. And it was whatever, right? When YouTube was first created and people were first uploading and using it, it was a very free platform. And it was basically just people sharing their lives, right? That's what YouTube was. It was people sharing their lives and having a place they can come together without, corporate oversight or somebody like deciding what you can and can't do. Now it's turned into a corporate thing, right? Where now they have all these rules and what you can and can't say and what you can and can't do, what you can and can't post. And it's turned into a shell of what it used to be. It's nothing close to what it was. I think if I had to say, Rumble is closer to what YouTube used to be in the beginning. So if you go over to Rumble, and which I've thought of and that's why I've said, like I've said before, if I lose my YouTube again, I'm not making a new one. I'm just going to go to the other platforms and use those. But I've considered going just to Rumble and staying on Rumble, or using another platform as my main platform because of the stupid rules that YouTube has. And because Rumble reminds me of how YouTube used to be. It's a lot more free and a lot more say what you want and do what you want. They still have their rules though, right? So again, that's why I prefer Patreon, because I don't have to try to figure out what I can or can't say on Patreon and what's allowed and what isn't. I know for the most part, the things that I say or I want to talk about will be allowed on Patreon. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to violate their rules. I'm not concerned. So that's why I prefer that platform. But anyways, then Flamencology said, apart from monitoring us, they would also get bots, NPCs, and their own people to put stupid comments on those important discussions that take place on YouTube in order to introduce discord and anger into those discussions, to piss us off and derail our attempts to fix things, not to sound too woo-woo, to bring down our vibrations so we are defending our ideas against those idiotic comments rather than have fruitful outcomes. I don't buy for 1 second. Namaste. Well, here's the way I look at bots or people trying to bring down the conversation. This is the way I work, right? I've even said this too. If people don't like what I have to say and they want to unsub, that's fine. I don't care if you want to unsub. At least leave a comment telling me what you disagree with and why you don't like my content or what I said wrong, so I can make an ass out of you. I prefer people leave a negative comment so I can make content out of you. Why? Because even if there are bots or people that are introducing discord, at least to my channel, I can use them as an example of what not to do, or don't be like this person. Do you get what I'm saying? It's still useful. So you might see it as, well, they're just bringing down the vibration, or they're not allowing fruitful outcomes or whatever. But it is fruitful because showing people and exposing the error of whatever that comment may be, or that person, or that fake person, even if it's a bot, it's still something that people can look at and say, this shit right here, this is not what you want to be, and this is not how you want to think. That's what I do anyways, right? So I don't mind those comments because I can use them as an example, if that makes sense, right? So I've had people in the past tell me, don't waste your energy. Some of these people are bots. They're trying to get you down, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, they're not getting me down. They're fueling me. They're giving me content. They're giving me something to attack. So if anything, I welcome it. I'm like, come on. I don't prefer it. It's not something that I want consistently to happen. But if it does, then game on. I'm not the person that you're going to come to and talk shit and think you're going to get away with it, whether you're a bot, whether you're a demon, whether you're a real person or not. I don't care. You're going to come talk shit, I'm going to fucking deal with you. And I'm sure you know that, Flamencology, because you've been following me for a long time. And again, there are those people that are like good people, but they're misleading others. Those are very dangerous. Why? Because people are fooled by those people into thinking, oh, this is actually a good person. Why is Real Truth getting so angry with them? Why is he like, you know, attacking them? Blah, blah, blah. He shouldn't be so harsh. Because they're misleading people. They're telling you the wrong information. And because you think they're a good person, you're going to listen to them. That's the problem. They're even more dangerous than the evil ones. Why? Because the evil ones, you already know they're evil. So you know not to listen to them. But the good people that are misleading you, those are the tricky ones. Those are the ones that really need to get obliterated in terms of conversation by me, right? Those are the ones I really need to make an example of. Like the person that I talked about a few videos ago. That person, they seem like a good person and they had some good conversation and good points and stuff like that. Some good knowledge. But their idiotic way of being and their continuous misunderstanding of what I was saying or trying to correct me or whatever they were trying to do, trying to argue with me, trying to be oppositional to me, right? A contrarian. That's what that person was. Or they were trying to make me look bad by saying things I already said. And like, hey guys, look at me. I'm saying this thing. And I'm like, I already said this. What are you doing? So this person was just being an idiot. And I had to deal with that person. I had to get them the fuck up out of here. That's why I made them an example. Because I want you guys to see there are people out there that have quote unquote good intentions, but they can still mislead you. That's very dangerous. So I hope you get where I'm coming from, Flamencology. And again, I agree with everything you said for the most part. But as far as people coming here and trying to bring down the conversation or whatever, fine, they can do that. But, you know, like I said, I'm about free speech. You want to talk your shit, I'm all for it. But deal with the consequences of your words. You're going to come talk shit. I'm free to talk shit back, right? Like, let's do free speech. Because there are people that, believe it or not, they think they can say whatever they want to you and you can't say shit back to them. Most people are like that. They think, oh, I can just say whatever and there's nothing you can say back to me because I said this thing. No, motherfucker. You want to talk shit? I'm going to talk shit too. But I'm going to win. So be careful what you say. That's how I feel about it. Anyways, but let me go to your other comments. Then this was the other video where I was talking about Kim Goguen and the light workers, quote unquote, and how the light workers get offended when I curse or they say my energy's too negative, my vibration's too low, whatever. I've even had somebody literally come and tell me to change the colors of my logo, right, for my channel. They didn't like my logo because the colors were red and black, which are known to be draconian or reptilian colors, right? Which, if anything, I'm the most powerful of them. But this person was trying to tell me, oh, you need to change those colors. I don't like them. They're negative, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Like, you're going to come here and try to tell me what I need to do with my channel? Are you out of your goddamn motherfucking mind? Safe to say I obliterated that person, but long story short, don't anyone ever get the wrong idea and think that you can come here and tell me what the fuck to do. That is the worst mistake you can make, is come to my channel. Yes, my fucking channel. Me, my channel. I own this shit. And try to tell me what the fuck I can and can't say and can and can't do. And how my logo should look and all of that. Fuck you. If you don't like it, get the fuck out of here. That's how I feel about it. That's how I really feel about it. But anyways. So in this video, I talked about how Kim literally destroys people. Obliterates them from existence. At least according to what she says. And people don't have a problem with that. People that follow Kim have zero issues with that whatsoever, even though she's literally telling you consistently. I can't even tell you, at least according to what Kim says, how many millions and millions of people she's wiped off the face of the earth, according to her, right? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't seen any fruit of that labor. I haven't seen any results of her doing that because the world is still fucked and it's getting worse. But according to her, that's what she does. So there are people that follow her that know that she does this, and yet they have a problem with me cursing. I'm like, I'm not killing anybody. I'm not destroying anybody. I might hurt somebody's feelings, but that's about the worst thing I've done in my life is hurt somebody's feelings. Unless you want to count if I've gotten into some fights with people. But, other than that, I've never killed anyone. I've never wanted to kill anyone. I've defended myself against certain people that have aggressed against me, but that's a whole nother story. But as far as what she does, I don't see how it's comparable, right? So how can you sit and watch Kim because she sounds sweet or whatever, she makes you feel good, and then you're gonna come here and complain to me about cursing? But anyways, I'm going on and on about this, and I think you guys get the point. So let me just address the comments by Flamencology. Flamen said, her description of what she does is dematerializes or demolecularizes the evil ones. A nice way of saying blows them up into millions of pieces. Exactly. And that's why I said in the video, Kim doesn't necessarily say that she kills them, but that's what she does, right? So it's just funny the way Flamencology said it. And it's true. It's hilarious that she just puts it like it's nothing. She says it was Kim, and Kim says it very robotic like emotionless. She's like, oh yeah, we just had to wipe these people out because they weren't listening, and I gave them any chance. And she says it like it's nothing. And I'm like, did you guys catch that? What she just said? Because again, I'm a firm believer that we don't need to necessarily wipe these people out unless they get hostile, right? If they get hostile towards you and you need to defend yourself, then by all means. But I believe that the best thing to do with these people, and it is very possible to do this, is to exile them from society and basically put them in a zoo. Have a little, like, I don't know, Greenland somewhere, or some place in the world where there are not a lot of people. Make it a reservation for these weird people that believe in leftist ideologies, right? All these evil people. Put them on their own little reservation, let them live there, and eventually they'll kill each other off. They'll eat each other alive. We don't even need to do anything to them. They'll do it to themselves because that's how retarded they are. I mean, think about it. They believe in transgenderism and LGBTQ stuff, right? All that stuff leads to the end of humanity or the end of themselves. They will have no lineage. You can't make kids if you're gay. I mean, let's just, come on, use common sense, right? And if you cut off your sexual body parts, you definitely can't make kids. You get where I'm going with this? So put them on their little island, let them live there, and they'll eventually cease to exist. That's my method of dealing with this, and it's very possible to do this. But will that happen? I don't know. So Kim is doing what she's doing because she feels she has given them many chances and they don't listen to her. They don't meet the timeline, so she has no choice but to destroy them, right? That's what she does. Anyways, the main comment that I wanted to respond from Flamencology is this one. They said, RT, when you mentioned that praying, meditating to the light, holding hands and singing Kumbaya is useless with the evil we're up against, it reminded me of the tragedy that befell the Armenian population in 1915. Now, I'm really good when it comes to history, but I'm not that good when it comes to foreign history. I'm just really good at American history, right? Now, as far as foreign history and things that have happened to other countries, I'm not that familiar, but I do know some things, right? I was unaware that this took place. So when Flamencology brought this up to my attention, I decided to go look it up and see what they were talking about. And I'm going to read it off here, and then I'll keep going with the comment. You can look on your screen and see what it says. It says the tragedy of 1915 refers to the systematic extermination of the Armenian people by the Ottoman government, a historical event widely recognized as the Armenian Genocide, conducted primarily between 1915 and 1916 during World War I. The genocide led to the deaths of an estimated 1.5 million Armenians through massacres, forced deportations, and deliberate starvation. So now, what Flamencology is pointing out here, which is what I talked about in my video, is that, well, let me read the rest of their comment. The Turks, Ottomans pretty much massacred most of the population, and the remainder that got away were displaced and had to resettle in other countries around the world. Just before the massacres happened, the Armenian priests reassured their sheep that because Armenians were the first people to officially take in Christianity as their national religion, they were fire worshippers before they did, that they had a special place in God's heart and that God will look after and save them. So the people stayed around in a blind stupor, thinking that praying songs of praise to the Lord will save them. Well, the rest is a sad tale of the most horrific, sadistic, evil crimes that were done to them by the Turks. They were like deer in headlights, blinded by their own stupid faith. Over hundreds, if not thousands of years, the so-called God that was supposed to look after them had failed miserably. The Armenians were conquered and enslaved multiple times by any king or leader who wanted to prove to the rest of the world how powerful they were. Yet despite this obvious and painful truth, they chose to live in ignorance because the truth was too inconvenient for them, or simply because they were low IQ, probably a bit of both. Well, it is a bit of both. And this is the sad truth of the world we live in. That's why I got so angry when I first found out about the whole Charlie Kirk situation, right? Whether it's fake or real. And from the looks of it, there was definitely a lot of fake shit that happened with Charlie Kirk's assassination, right? And I'll probably talk about that in another video. But long story short, a lot of people were saying he's a man of faith, he's a man of God. And if you believed in Charlie Kirk and you thought he was a real person, and he's going around preaching about God and his faith, and he's a, you know, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, he's so devout, right? Yet he got assassinated like that. Don't you guys think that's a problem? You religious folks out there, don't you think that's an issue where your God will take the best of you and let them be sacrificial lamb to evil entities just for the fuck of it? And the only thing that's coming out of this situation with Charlie Kirk is supposedly a civil war. What good did that do? So if you want to say that God was, first of all, none of this shit makes sense when it comes to God and religion, right? Charlie Kirk was a man of God. Okay. So God let Charlie Kirk die because God wanted there to be a civil war? Is that the logic we're going to go off of? Now let's go back to what happened with the Armenian people. That's how a lot of people on the light side, the light workers, the white hats, whatever you want to call these motherfuckers, right? The people that are supposedly the good guys on this planet. They truly believe that praying and sitting on the sidelines and doing nothing is going to save you. Meditating, namaste, all this bullshit, right? That doesn't work. That's the truth, bottom line. Will it work for your personal life and maybe improve your life in some way? Yeah, it does. It does work in that manner. But when you have evil entities outside of yourself that are not necessarily in your life, but they may be in your vicinity or near where you live, like, I don't know, Russia and Ukraine, and they want to kill you, it doesn't matter how you sit there and pray and love God and go to church. All that shit is irrelevant. If there are these evil motherfuckers that want to kill you, they will kill you. And there's no God or anyone that's coming to save your ass. That's the real truth. And again, that's why I have a problem with Kim saying the word God. And that's why I mainly stopped watching. That's the main reason why I stopped watching her. There were other reasons, but that was the main issue I had. She kept saying, she's still saying it. They're still saying it. Her and Sonny. God this, God that. They're equating source and God when it's not the same thing. It's just not the same thing. It's like me saying fire and water are the same. It's not the same thing. Stop. The word God specifically refers to a bunch of evil aliens that are in the Bible and other religions that came to the earth to rule over humanity and subjugate them and force them into slavery and force them to worship themselves, right? That's what those gods did. Doesn't matter which God you're talking about, which religion, they all did the same fucking thing. And most of them are the same gods. They're just different religions referring to the same shit. That's why I don't like the word God. Because it's evil. It represents evil. And when Kim is talking about source or creation, that's not the same thing as God. Source and creation is an energy that creates everything and it's full of love. That's not the same thing. So when you have people, and this is where the issue arises, so pay attention. When you have people that praise God, worship Jesus, whatever, right? And then Kim says God and creation and source is the same thing. She's doing the same thing that those entities did when they were misleading people and telling them that they were equivalent to God. That's what those evil aliens did. They were telling the humans, I am the creation. I am everything. I am source. You need to worship me because I rule over you. And I created everything. It's the same shit. So she's telling her followers that God and creation are equivalent when they're not. Do you understand the problem that I have with Kim and people that believe in religion? Even if there's only one person that gets misled by Kim, it's an issue for me, right? And I'm not trying to make this like a I hate Kim video, because I don't. I think most of everything she says is the truth, and she is trying to help humanity. I agree with that. But that doesn't mean everything she says is correct, or her ways of doing things are necessarily the right way. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And if I ever have a conversation with her, which I will do on this channel, if I ever do it, it will be on this channel. You guys will see me bring up these points to her face. Because I'm not a coward. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm interviewing Kim. Oh, this is so great. I'm starstruck. I'm just going to kiss her ass the whole fucking time. Absolutely not. I will tell her straight to her fucking face. Hey, why are you doing this shit? Why are you saying these things? You're misleading people. And she knows. But she's not trying to mislead people. She's trying to open the minds of people that are religious by equating their God with her source, so they would listen to the other information she's trying to introduce. That's what she's doing. But again, religion does nothing for anyone other than mislead them. There are good people that are religious. Religions don't make anyone good. And I'm going to make a whole video talking about religion. But again, good people are religious. Religions doesn't make anyone good. It might help them improve their life in some way, but it doesn't make them a good person. Evil people don't turn to religion. They stay evil. That's why they're evil. Because they don't want to be good. So why would they turn to religion? Good people turn to religion to try to improve their life in some way. That's how it works. It's the real truth, whether you guys like it or not. Anyways, I said enough. I think you guys get the point. If you're a good viewer, you're an intelligent viewer, you want to have these kind of conversations with me, and I'll make videos about whatever good comments you want to leave, feel free. Flamencology, I really appreciate your comments. Top notch. This is the kind of stuff I want to see on my channel. These are the kind of conversations I want to have. Because people need to see the real truth. And like I told Flamencology, we're targets. Flamencology, me, Rafi, people like us, we're targets because We're about the real truth. And the evil ones know who we are. They know everything about us. So like me personally, and I've talked about this on my Patreon if you guys want to see, but I've said it a little bit on YouTube. I get attacked daily by the evil ones because of who I am and what I am, what I represent. I'm a warrior of real truth. They don't like that. They definitely don't like that. They want me to be a pacifist that's deluded by religion. So I can sit on the sidelines and they can take advantage of me. Like what happened to these people. That's what they want. They want people to be like this. They want you to be a pacifist. They want you to meditate and namaste and hold hands. Do all this bullshit. So they can run your ass over. That's what they want. Anyways, if you like, comment, subscribe, share where you can. Hit the notification bell. Next video, I'm going to put out my streaming schedule. And please support my Patreon. Please support my other social media. I also have PayPal, so if you just want to do a donation, you can do that. Really appreciate you all. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.